everyone, and welcome to you live from the frigid wasteland of my country. It's very cold today, and so I decided that I would do this episode of Toxic Boogaloo in a public park. So let's hope that my connection stays true. Now, today we'll be discussing a variety of important topics, namely the lore of Overwatch, and of course the upcoming Archives event. Welcome to our good friend Jazz, who is a returning sister of the Brotherhood, and of course Astra, our kind host.
Hello.
So, set the stage, people. Say what you must say. We have many things to discuss, yes?
Yes, well, let's see. I think the first thing we should obviously discuss is Archives. Oh,
Indeed.
Yeah.
my god. This looks so cool.
It's
He's
gigantic.
Here. He's
Oh my goodness.
He's finally here. Maxie's here.
Daddy Max.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, it's
He's
fantastic.
here.
The question is the community ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
I am.
I mean, I wanted this guy as a playable hero ages ago, so anything I'll get is fine by me.
Actually,
A vast majority of people did.
do you guys think he'll actually be a hero now?
Eventually,
Like,
yes.
You think so?
I think it's very likely.
I've heard many people say that like it's very unlikely because of this, but also because of the fact that like his icon was released like last Archives, I think, like his little player icon, and you'd think that they would save that for the hero release.
Well, yeah, but you also have to remember that Doomfist had something similar. You know, there was a Doomfist.
Did he?
Yeah, there was a Doomfist icon before Doomfist came out.
Yeah, but that was of his gauntlet. It wasn't of his like face, which is the normal like.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, you can make a slight variation on Maximilian's face. It doesn't have to be the exact same icon.
They could easily like, I don't know, change his character design as when they need us. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Fair enough.
And to be fair, usually the icon doesn't include eyes of any sort.
True. That's actually very true.
And the icon that came with last year's Archives does have his eyes. So I would think that an icon for him would probably just be the hair, it's metal, but the hair,
his silhouette.
and the jaw.
That's fair. Do you know what? I didn't even think of that. That's fair enough, man.
And then with like the six red dots on top, yeah.
Wait, hold on. We're just gonna quickly look at Zenyatta's while we're just chatting. But yeah, I'm fucking hyped as hell.
Oh yeah, he's such a cool character. The big thing I'm looking forward to is hearing his voice actor, like what his voice sounds like. That's the big thing I want to know, because what I want to know is, can Omnix have like pre-programmed accents?
Accents?
Yeah, like, and what accent?
Give me.
What accent would he
give
even
me that
have?
French auto-tune.
Probably British.
French auto-tuned voice.
Because I would think he would have an Italian accent because of the name, but I don't know.
He's French though. Why on earth, Maxim? Like, isn't he?
Well, I mean, we don't know. That's the thing. Like, we'll have to.
Oh no, his base is where his casino is, but that might not be where he's from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we have no idea.
Well, I would assume that he would probably not be Italian, because actually he could be Italian. I mean, Massimiliano is like decently close to Maximilian. It's the same name.
Yeah. I mean,
you see, the thing is that like, I know this is going to sound weird, but like he's in a really awkward place in Europe where he's so close to like so many different countries.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like he could literally be anywhere.
Yeah,
it's the Swiss problem, you know.
It's the Swiss problem.
Like, yeah. So fair enough. Like, I don't know.
I think it's very likely, because he's a loved character, and he already has a player, or he already has like a model, in-game model. He already will have a voice actor.
I suppose it would be very easy. But having said that, in the same breath, like, look at Junker Queen.
I mean, there's no player model for her.
I know, but like, we already have a voice actress. We already have like posters, like a character design of her.
Yeah, and I think she's also not a character that we're gonna get.
Are we sure that we have a voice actress for her? She could just be another voice actor using the same voice.
Is that something you can look
up?
No, because I'm pretty sure it's unique voice actors.
Do you know the Welcome to Junkertown? Do you know, like, the voice that plays?
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the canonical Junker Queen. Yeah. Apparently talking.
It is.
So, like, possibly you should probably have the same one.
It could be like the Tracer voice actress doing a different accent. Like, how can we know that? Like, is there a face associated to it? Is it official?
I mean, what does it matter if they have a voice? I mean, it would save them money to have one person do multiple voices.
Yes, but Blizzard has been meticulous about getting different voice actors for every character to ensure that they have as much individualized personality as possible.
But yeah,
let me just look up her actress. Keep on talking while I search for her.
No, I think it's entirely possible to display different personalities while you're having the same voice actor. I mean, look at Cortana and Peach. That's the same voice actress.
Yes, that's true. Yes, okay.
Or even better, this is the one I always go to. Look at Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh and Optimus Prime.
That's the same voice actor, really?
Yes.
Shoot me.
So, it's entirely possible.
No, come to think of it, I think that you're right, because I know that in Mortal Kombat X, a lot of the characters have the same voice actors, and it's really hard to tell. So, that would be sensible.
I mean, that's part of what makes a good voice actor. If you can,
Yeah, think about Matthew Mercer, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, think about Matthew Mercer. Like, he's in everything. He's everywhere.
He's a mastermind.
Or Lee Bradley Baker.
He narrates your own life.
Lee Bradley Baker's in fucking everything. And they're all completely unrelated. Like,
sadly, the voice actors are, like, the pool of voice actors is very small. Which I applaud. I actually applaud Overwatch for really diversifying, like, its voice cast, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get
you. That, like, it's not the usual pool that you would always see in literally everything.
Yeah, well, it's different for gaming, right? Like, you have to get a very different aesthetic. Like, the voices have to be. It's not the same thing for cartoons,
Yeah, that's true.
It's like cartoons are an entirely different animal. Like, you're trying to get a very specific childish vibe, even if it's not a child cartoon. I don't know if you would consider anime child's play, but like a lot of people wouldn't. So those voices even themselves are really young and diminutive, and for the villains they're just really deep and profound and unnecessarily manly.
Yeah.
So those stressed archetypes exist there too. But like Overwatch is different because all the voices are so specific to the.
Yes, they're very recognizable.
Yeah, the essences of the characters.
But yeah,
that's true. That's
it's possible to have one person do multiple. So
I suppose, like, time will tell. Time will tell. I couldn't find anything concrete about the Junker Queen except for what we know about her voice lines, the character art, the developers kind of like teasing her, saying like, "Oh, what like category would she be? Like support, tank, whatever."
Tank.
I think she'd be a DPS, honestly.
DPS, really?
I think she'd be a DPS. So. I mean, she's unless she's like in some sort of suit, which we already have, and I guess you could do again, but you'd have to do it in like a very different way. I mean, I don't really see why you would.
There's a huge, like, when you go through Junkertown, there's, like, a huge, like, rack of, like, different types of mechas, which are really cool, so maybe she could hop into one.
That's true.
And they're all very distinct. Like, there's, like... So...
I mean, I'm just very interested in that, that axe that she has.
Yes, it could be another brutal melee weapon.
Oof. That huge battle axe, yeah. That's made of
you know what I
scrap.
Think is that like she could be an effective... I mean, this is obviously stupid theorizing that doesn't go anywhere, but I mean, most of Overwatch media is that. It's stupid theorizing. But I think that she would make a very good like a less mech reliant diva, you know? So like she has like in armor and out of armor, but like out of armor like is more powerful than out of armor diva is, and in armor is you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
That could be a really good tank.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what the like we all thought it was crazy that. Yeah, we'll just have to see about that. Like,
we still don't have a tank that has 400 HP with no armor and no shields.
Okay, but that would be awful.
Yes, it wouldn't be awful though if you also had a 250 HP hero inside that.
I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Indeed.
I mean, my thought is like, she should have like it should be like a battle axe that she's lined with like electrical fence wire or something. Just something insane like that. Yeah.
I saw a really cool concept where I don't think she will be a support, but like it is basically her as a support, but like a really angry bard.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
So I was like, and then her actual ultimate was kind of like Diva's, where her ultimate was getting into the mech.
That would actually
which I thought
be really
was
cool.
It was fucking insane. I can't remember who it was by, but it was actually, it sounded a lot of fun.
Was it the Ian guy? The Ian Gamer guy? Yeah. He has great videos like that.
Is this a YouTuber?
Yes.
I see.
He comes out mainly with like concept videos from what I saw.
Hero concept videos. That's mostly his thing.
I love me some theorizing.
Yes. I mean, I mean, if you want like an anti-bard sort of character, I mean, we can go straight back to the man himself. I mean, that would be fitting for Max.
Oof. Yes, he seems regal, you know.
Yeah.
He's probably got some ability copying shit going on right there.
I mean, I would think he'd be a manipulator, like some sort of utility manipulator character.
Akin to Sombra?
Sort of, but more of like imagine like a more healing oriented Sombra, sorta. But it's not hacking, it's more like
fair enough.
It's more just like manipulating things on the battlefield.
Maybe a way to give permanent shields again, since that's been absent from Overwatch recently.
I think that's probably going to be what Echo does.
Yeah, I'd say Echo
since
will
she's
probably
made of hard
have
light.
More. Yeah, she'll probably have more refined shielding skills.
Yeah,
yes, she's a Vishkar creation after all.
Yeah, at least it looks like it.
Who knows?
I mean, she has what looks like the Vishkar logo on her head.
On her
I think
forehead.
So.
Yeah, it's right there.
I mean, but it's not exactly.
Wait, wasn't that confirmed? Wasn't that confirmed to not be Vishkar though?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything either way.
If that's the case, then...
oh my god, I'm trying to like do this like Sherlock Mind thing of like trying to figure out like remember things like really feverishly.
It's a hard thing to do, you know. That's why you don't cram for your finals.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
You're doing an uphill battle where you're the one who's at the bottom of the hill. Yes.
Yeah.
You are not the boulder. You are the poor person.
I mean, I think that if we had to like decide on what sort of manipulation a character like Maxi would do, I'm thinking it would probably be something like not recon, but like something where he gives you information about the enemy and like...
Well, what more do we need? We can already see their locations and their ult charges and their health bars.
That's true, but I mean, like, I don't know, so maybe their cooldown or something like that, I don't know. But I'm thinking he would probably do something like that's sort of like he manipulates an enemy or something to give information or something like that, or something like he has some sort of ability where he like tricks an enemy.
I'm sorry, all I'm thinking is that like he he goes up to the enemy team and is like slips them a 20 and go like, tell me your stats.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, that's like I don't see this concept being effective or useful.
But I'm just throwing ideas out. It's like, I mean, because he's like a very like, he's almost like a Godfather sort of character, right?
Yeah, he's a 200 HP Omnic that probably will have 100 shields, 100 health.
Yeah, and it's just like a matter of trying to figure out like what would this guy do. Like I can almost see him like doing like a GoldenEye 007 sort of concept. But
silenced weapon, like that's not going to do much in Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually just thought of something while we were chatting.
Okay.
Do you guys think we'll actually fight Maximilian in this?
Oh, probably not.
Archives event?
No, I can almost assure you we
probably
won't.
Not.
I can almost assure you we won't.
Because he could easily be like maybe a boss and then could easily escape, because we do have to keep continuity, but he could easily escape by the end of it or something.
Well, yeah,
the big bad.
Maximilian, I think, is even more of like a I'm not going to get my hands dirty sort of character than even Moira, right? Like this is the kind of guy who has people do things for him, right? And that's what I mean by like a manipulator or something. Like, and I know this is sort of a weird archetype that may or may not work in Overwatch, but like a summoner sort of character.
We've already seen summons with Ashe.
I know, but what I'm saying, like an entire character that's like kind of based around that.
You see, the thing I'm thinking about is like, I know this is going back a while, but like, remember when everyone was saying that like Bob was OP?
Yeah.
Just continuously, even though he's kind of really easy to bat around and like.
Well, yeah, he's super easy to counter. But
what I'm thinking about is like, do you know currently Baptiste's little immortality field and how like we have explained ourselves that like we've been even like maybe that's a bit like maybe the health is just a bit too big, and like we've discussed this already, but like I can't help but think we're going to run into the same issue if we have like an entire character built around
that summons. Well,
I mean, I'm not saying he should constantly be summoning things to the extent of like Bob, like something as strong as Bob. I'm saying like he can summon like something that goes and delivers healing, or delivers a status effect, or delivers damage, or he summons goons basically to go do things. That's basically his entire kit.
If he spawns Talon soldiers as like one of his abilities, I don't see that being too bad, because a 200 HP dud that sort of does a bit of damage.
Yeah,
it's like whatever, like that's fine.
Like I mean, I think we were literally having this conversation over the Discord last night, where it's like you can just like his ultimate can just be him summoning a bunch of goons to go beat people up. Like, like you could just have him and Bob fight in a corner or something. Like you send out the enemy Ashe sends out Bob. You just go send the goons to take out Bob or something.
Do you know that one little comedy sketch of like Iron Man and Batman meeting and they like throw money at each other?
Yeah.
Basically that.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think some sort of manipulator or summoner character, almost, and it doesn't have to be anything like extreme. Like even if one of the abilities is just sort of like more to the level of like a Zenyatta orb or something like that sort of similar
maybe
concept where it's basically just managing a set number of goons that he can use for multiple things or something like that.
He has like a checkbook, and he like has passive income, and he like
exactly, exactly. So he has the attack goon, the defense goon, and the healing goon. And those are his abilities. That's it.
This is fucking fantastic. Like, this conversation has gone so downhill. And so off topic. Like, we're on fucking space on the
we are on Maximilian summoning goons to go fight Bob.
Yeah, this is proof that Astra doesn't need marijuana to behave like a absent-minded goon.
No, I don't. I don't need that at all. But
right.
Let's get to the lore then. If we're talking about the event, I've heard a lot of people say that it looks like this may lead up to the cinematic for Doomfist's release, where it's like Tracer, Genji, and Winston fighting Doomfist. I think it's possible, but the thing I always say is like, well, it's in Havana or however you say. It's in Havana, so it's
Nubani? No, wait. What? Oh, this one. Sorry.
The event is in Havana. The fight with Doomfist is in Numbani.
What I think people are trying to say is that, like, it's not like this is the event where we capture Doomfist. It's more, this is what happens just before they go to Numbani and get him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which I can believe.
I can believe it.
But
I love it. I saw this great meme. Sorry, I saw this great meme where it was like people were comparing it, and it was like all the pictures of the characters fighting Doomfist in the cinematic, and then it just showed Mercy with like the Squidward meme where he has the reflecting plate and the sunglasses. He takes the sunglasses off and just puts them back on.
She's smart. She's smart. Like, that's her old shtick. She's smart. She's not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was actually going to say that you actually brought in something interesting. Do you know the whole tagline at the end of the like in all of the trailers before the announcement
Discover
of
the truth or something like that, which brings back bad memories as a Halo fan. But that's a story I'll tell you another time. Anyone who knows Halo, it just died inside. But yeah. I think regarding that tagline, I'm not sure what it's going to search for. I mean, none of...
I have one theory.
Well, give me the theory.
Okay, so do you know the way we were all secretly complaining about, like, oh, it's Tracer and Genji and Mercy again? It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And at first I thought, I was like, it could be just like the terrain that, like, we couldn't have like other heroes kind of mix it up, because the other heroes that haven't been used are all kind of slow and clunky and not really moving around. So I thought Havana might have been kind of a mobile kind of map.
Well, yeah, but then there's the all heroes mode.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
This is where the theory comes in.
Okay.
But I was thinking it over, and then I suddenly realized something very interesting in terms of character history and character dynamics is actually happening with specifically these 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it does tie into the chase the truth type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what we know, Tracer and Winston clearly do have very kind thoughts and kind memories towards Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
However, think about it, Genji and Mercy have not been very kind to Overwatch, like, in their voice lines. Mercy's flat out says that Overwatch should not come back. Genji's very indifferent to everyone he meets from Overwatch and Blackwatch. So it makes me actually think that whatever secret that they find out actually divides the team, and this causes Mercy and Genji, who we know leaves Overwatch early before the explosion. And that's why I think what they might be going for is this is the beginning of the end. So whatever Maximilian reveals to them, it really does split the team.
He has one of those villain moments. Yeah, he's all like, "Oh, like you thought that you were fighting me, but instead you're actually fighting yourselves all along."
I mean, I think that the other thing that I'm really curious about, right, is how in that, you know, right before we had the announcement, there was literally like screenshots and stuff of a mission involving, I believe it was Doomfist, Sombra, Widow, and Baptiste, right? And the thing that really sold it to me is it had the Baptiste icon for the legendary skin before they revealed it. So it's real. That's
what I thought as well.
It's real. We have no idea what it has to do with anything, because it's obviously a mission of some sort. But maybe
there'll be 2 missions this time.
But that's what I'm thinking. We have no idea. I'm thinking that it's entirely possible that we'll have like a mission like from the perspective of each side or something. Like, I just don't know.
Oh, that would be lit. Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be... Actually, now that I think of it, hold on. Do you actually have that screenshot? Because I'm just looking at Moira's...
I'll look for it.
It's on his Twitter. Link in the description. Follow him. It's astrobiology.
Let me see. I'm gonna look for it. Let's see. Baptiste.
Oh, that's actually very interesting.
Baptiste. What was it? Archives.
That's pretty good.
Archives. Mission. That's what I would look up. Let's see.
It would also explain the like kind of how weird it was that like they revealed so much this early on.
Yeah,
because they're plotting something. Red herrings.
Yeah, exactly.
They're scheming. It's deception.
I'm looking, let me see. I'm trying to find that freaking picture. Let's see.
And we haven't seen the icon. We've only seen icons of young McCree, Bob. Which is hilarious, because I just find it hilarious that Bob's the one that got the icon, but not Ash.
I mean, it's him with the monocle, which is so much better than anything they could ever give Ash.
Oh, God bless her.
Yeah.
She's so cute. At least she tries.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the Bastion one, which I was just like, oh my god! Okay, let's see. Here it is. Overwatch archives. Actually, I would just probably look up archives leak for a more high resolution picture. Because that's a very small version of it.
Well, okay, like, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna find this, and then you're gonna send it to Jazz, and then we're gonna be all like, oh my god, that's what we thought it was.
Okay, here we go. So it was this. I'll copy the image and send it to you. And I'll put it up on the screen.
No problem.
While...
Oh my god, I have to stop eating
editing
beans.
This. Beets or beans?
Have you got...
Beans. It keeps making me fart. It's horrendous.
Oh dear.
Like, nobody wants this. Like, gay men aren't supposed to fart. Like, what the fuck is this? It's not the 30s.
Okay, so there's one.
That looks so similar to her current... Oh shit, you might be actually onto something. Because if you compare that icon to her headdress in the release kit... Holy shit!
And then... Let's see. There was one other. And what I would note is that if Moira is on that mission, that means it takes place after Retribution, after she has left Overwatch and gone to Talon.
Indeedly do.
So I'm trying to find the actual like leaked screenshot, but we can continue talking while I do that. So yeah, I mean, I think this event has the most potential for something that's, you know, kind of paradigm shifting in the lore. But at the same time, even if we do get something paradigm shifting, we're not assured to get anything as follow-up for another year. So
yes, that's true. But hey, at least we'll get Havana Unana.
Yeah,
yes!
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, and that goes on to the question of, like, you know, they made the map. They're gonna do something with it.
Oof. So, oh yeah, clearly.
So like, what's it gonna be?
Okay, listen. I know I'm very like. We should make archives, arcade a lot better than it is, and I still hold to that.
Arcade or archives?
God damn it, give it.
Arcade.
No, arcade. So if this is an arcade map, I'll be a little disappointed. I won't lie.
Yeah.
It looks so pretty. It just looks too pretty to be stowed away. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I mean,
a mode that they don't even care about.
I think.
You know what I mean? It's
I think
so sad.
I know that we just got Paris, but I don't think it's impossible to theorize that it may be a hybrid map, because that's my personal theory. I think it's probably going to be a hybrid map.
I think it's a control map. Do you know the 3 stages control map? I think that's
like King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we love some King of the Hill.
Because control point is like 2 CP, and I'm like, oh god. But
oh no, sorry.
But
I kind of meant that. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, no. But no, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a hybrid map, because that's the one we haven't gotten an edition for in the longest amount of time. I think the last one we got was, oh god. Oh dear. I'm trying to think. Was it... Because the first edition was Oasis. Or sorry, no, it was Eichenwald, which was a hybrid map. And then Oasis. And then after that was Junkertown, I think. And then...
Let me just give a glance over.
We've had so many maps at this point, I literally don't remember the order.
And then it was... I believe after that it was someone knows like what map it is, and they're screaming at their computer right now.
Okay, so one of the 25 viewers we'll do that.
Yeah.
So we've got up from 3
comment down below, subscribe, smash that like button.
Let me think.
Oh my god.
Overwatch maps. Let me think.
There's like fucking 16 maps. I can't keep track of all of them.
It's literally not even that much, though. Like there's
not many. There's not many. Oh, and then after Junkertown, it was Horizon, right?
Oh, Horizon, yes. How could we forget?
That's my favorite map, actually. I'm not even kidding.
It's so good for Bastion. Like.
I don't. I just like because it's in space.
Oh my god.
I'm simple.
I am Astro. I like space.
Okay, Blizzard World. That's what it was. Blizzard World. The last hybrid map we got was Blizzard World. So.
Oh, no wonder I forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Out of my mind.
you just want to push that out of your memory. But yeah, I mean, because we have an equal amount of every map type now in the competitive playlist. Right, we have 5 of each. So usually,
so it actually.
So and the first one they always do is hybrid, right? Because we had Eichenwald, and then we had what did I say? Then we had oh my god, I'm losing it. And then we had Junkertown, or no.
I don't think that is the order.
We had Oasis. So we had Eichenwald, then Oasis, and then we had let's see. Then we had Junkertown, and then we had Horizon, and then we had Blizzard World.
Blizzard World.
So yeah, that's a circle, right? So you went hybrid.
Wait, did you come up with all of those off the top of your head?
No, I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at the
also,
website.
Okay, good.
You forgot Busan.
I was just about
I mean, that's further down the line, right?
Oh yeah, it's true.
Because the cycle, right, was hybrid, control, escort, and then Assault. And then after Horizon, which was Assault, it went Hybrid, Control, Escort, Assault. So, because if I remember correctly, Busan came out before Rialto, right? I think.
Blizzard World came after Rialto, Busan came before... Yeah.
Yeah, Busan came before Rialto, I believe.
So Blizzard World, Rialto, Busan, and then we're back on Paris, which is an Assault map.
After, yep. So, and then, and the last one was Assault. So the next one we need is another Hybrid. So, I think it's very likely that Havana will be a Hybrid map.
Could it be we start at the big huge warehouse and then we just go down to the docks?
I think it's
mentioned in the article.
I think it's either that or the other way around. So we'll see.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think. I mean, first of all, we don't know the layout of the map yet. None of us have played this map, and there's no guides yet on it. So. Oh
yeah, we're just shitting around.
Yeah, no, I think it's very likely that it'll either be a mission where you take something to the docks or you take something to the warehouse from the docks or something like that.
Oh my god, wouldn't it be so funny if it was like an Alfred Hitchcock Hitchbot bot? I don't know.
Alfred,
it's a play on
that.
There you go.
Hitchbot, yeah.
If it was legitimately just Maximilian in his car.
That would be hilarious. Although, I think it's more likely that it would be rum. So, which, to be fair, on Rialto, you're literally just escorting a thing of wine. So.
That's true, eh?
Yeah,
it's literally just a thing of wine. Which is very funny. So yeah.
That is kind of funny.
I think that's probably what we're gonna get out of Havana. So now then, now that we've gone over that, I think the next thing we need to talk about is just kind of the state of Overwatch lore in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crack knuckles.
Yeah, exactly. I'll let Jazz Jazz, you can start because I'm sure you have something or other you want to bring up.
Okay, so as we all kind of know that everyone loves the animations, right? Mm-hmm. Animated shorts. Mm-hmm. We typically get those around twice a year. One in during what's the name of the thing? It's during August.
Oh, the summer event.
What is the name? No, not the summer event. It's a specific in real life gaming con.
Oh,
BlizzCon?
No, BlizzCon is in November.
There you go.
BlizzCon's in November.
No, Gamescon.
Gamescon. Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
Which happens...
That's when we got the Somber release the first time.
Yeah.
No.
It's probably that. Yeah. Well, no. We got the Somber one at BlizzCon.
At BlizzCon, we got Diva at Gamescon.
Yeah, we got Diva at Gamescom.
Yeah, there's always one during Gamescom. We always get, and May as well. May got Gamescom as well.
And that was
one in.
I believe that was also the one for Bastion. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
we always get one roughly around Gamescom, and we get one always at BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm.
Comics, however, have been far less
all over the place.
The last comic on the official Overwatch website, which I will get to, was Winter Wonderland: The Yeti Hunt. So this was back in 2017.
Oof.
Jesus, I thought the last one we got was Retribution.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
The Retribution one actually isn't on here.
Oh,
it's
what?
Nowhere. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
It's been an entire year. And it's still not here.
And that's arguably one of the best ones because that's that's a really well written one. Like the way that they end it with a shot of Reyes's face with the shadows in such a way that it makes it resemble the mask of Reaper.
And it's not here.
Yeah, that's tragic. It's unforgivable.
Embarrassing.
So keep this in mind. That was the very last comic. That was last year.
Yeah.
And just as a couple of months ago, we got the past a little mini short story, which kind of kicked off the Bastet challenge, which was fun, and the skin is beautiful, etc., etc. So, everyone knows that I'm a Michael Chu apologist. Quite frankly, I think people are far too harsh.
Yeah, no, he is literally so lucky to still be sane with the stuff that he has to go through, like, because he is literally the bottom of the totem pole for priorities in the development of Overwatch.
Yeah, people tend to forget that Blizzard, the Overwatch development team themselves said that they took massive cuts for the sake of Overwatch League. And to be honest, when Overwatch League started, there's a notable drop in content in terms of lore.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
However, saying all this,
yeah,
I do gotta say that I would prefer them to just be honest, and to just say listen, we won't be doing comics all that much anymore, or we won't be releasing them all that much, instead of just kind of leaving it there for a year.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I kind of feel this is a problem with all departments of Blizzard in general, in terms of letting us know what's going on.
They bad.
But I feel they real bad at it. But I feel so many people think the lore is shit just because they won't be honest with us and just won't give us information, really basic information. That even just like I said, if people had just if Michael Chu himself just came out and said, listen, comics are taking a hiatus for a while. Don't expect one for quite a few months.
Yeah.
We will explain everything better later.
I think that would make so many people happy. You have no idea. Just to have transparency. It's you don't have to tell us your entire life story. It's okay, but you can just say this is when a hiatus is happening. Please understand, we're working, etc., etc. Yeah. I guess you mean.
It's really disappointing because there's so much potential in the story of Overwatch, but it's just it's very clear that it's not a case of incompetency. It's more of a case of probably don't have the budget and probably don't have the time, and are probably not respected enough.
I think the argument of budget is a little shaky because you have to think about the absolutely ludicrous amount of money that Overwatch is making right now.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those Blizzard is an indie company.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but it's if they
Blizzard is an indie company.
if they wanted to spend the resources, they could. There's more than enough money for them to do it, and they just pretty much doubled the manpower.
They just won't.
Yeah, they just won't.
That's a bad thing.
It's just there's nothing stopping them. They just won't, and it's what's making a lot of people very unhappy with the game, even though it's not even in the game.
Yeah, a lot of other people have also, and this is actually another credible theory that Overwatch doesn't have a whole huge okay, how do I explain this? An in-house writing team. So Michael Chu is dedicated to just Overwatch, but there isn't a whole lot of Michael Chus.
Yeah,
it's just kind of Michael Chu.
It's literally just him in a closet in the basement of the building in Irvine, and it's just you just walk in, it's a complete mess. There's just things tacked all over the walls.
Tracer is gay.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. I could just imagine being some madman's lair. It's just him and his ideas.
God bless him.
I guess.
But he's one of the only few writers that are actually in house.
Yeah.
The other ones are all like moving about. You know, moved from like you stay in Overwatch for this amount of time. You go over to World of Warcraft for X amount of time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think a lot of them have moved to the expansion. What's it called? Battle for Azeroth expansion. That they think they just kind of migrated, and
they could literally sell a single player Overwatch game of scenarios for like full $80.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like they need to
heck yeah.
They need to like figure that out, or maybe like change the game engine so that it can support these strenuous single. I guess they're like PvE missions, because like people really like them, and like as far as I'm concerned, like I almost like that more than actually playing Overwatch. Like I think my fondest moments of Overwatch are like microwaving the fucking enemies in Uprising.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think that like one thing that they really should work on is trying to figure out how to work the engine to allow it to have, you know, better AI. But excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that they really need to give thought to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's so sad because, like, you know, Overwatch is built on the concept of these fantastical kind of characters.
Heroes. Yeah.
Like, you're sold on the idea of these characters. Like,
that's like a hero you can relate to or something, yeah.
And
they are
true,
they are well written.
Yeah, they are. They're very well written.
So the whole, like, it's just so sad to see a lot of this, like, clear love and attention. Like, I'm looking at this little Yeti Hunt comic. It's just so charming and like,
yeah, it really
so
is
lovely. And it's just so sad that, like, you know, A, a lot of people probably didn't read this.
Yeah.
B, this is for free, and C, like, this doesn't happen a whole lot, you know, like, often.
Exactly.
It's just sad. Which is why, like, I remember for the patch notes contest, I suggested, like, a theater mode, where you could see, like, okay,
like
fine.
A playback?
They can't do
a playback of a match?
Read the comics?
No.
A flip through?
Yeah. So, like, you can read the comics in there and also, like, watch the little shorts, because I think it's just such a waste, and, like, it's so separate from the game, while that's meant to be the draw of the game.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I mean, I think I don't know if this is what you're saying. I think one cool thing they could do is, like, they could put the comics in the game, and they could have, like, in-game cinematics that replace, like, the graphics or something, but it's like the graphics from the comics or something, so that it's really in the engine. But I don't know.
Oh, well, now that's starting to take a lot of effort. Like,
yeah,
it's already not that PDF browser, so, like, don't push your luck.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, these are the people who haven't updated this site in a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Who left a comic out.
Yeah, that's true. So,
but I just thought it'd be so nice to, like, have it actually in the game. So, like, in the browser menu, that, like, you can just click on the theater mode, and then you'd get all the comics, and you can read them as you're, like, queuing up, or, like, watch the animated shorts or something while you queue up, and it's actually a part of the game. Like, you can watch, like, it's there that you can see, if that makes sense. I don't think I'm making sense.
No, you're making sense.
Enough sense.
I'm kind of delirious.
I sort of know what you're saying. I mean, like, I kind of get it. Like, it sort of sounds to me like when you hear meteor strike, you just kind of, like, sort of pay attention to it, but not really.
Yeah. Sure. That's a very encouraging way to describe it, Zach. Thank you.
I can't always be positive.
Listen here. Listen here, I'm like fucking delirious. It's like nearly 11.
Yeah, I know.
Give me a break.
I loved your response. It was like, it doesn't matter what time I have to go to bed. I'm talking about Maximilian. I was like, okay.
Maximilian.
I was like, okay, whatever, sure.
Okay. It wasn't that rough, so I guess you did a pretty good job. Like, you were able to hold yourself together, like, when thinking about Max, little Maxie.
So I think
I didn't burst out crying.
Yeah, exactly. I think that one thing they really are like missing potential with is specifically like the story arcs of specific characters, because there are characters in this game that have such potential for like character arcs, but there's just nothing going on at all.
Mm-hmm.
Astro, it's okay. You can say Zenyatta. It's okay.
Like what's happening with Zenyatta? Like what? Like, who is this guy? It's just we have no idea. Like there's literally he has appeared in no other media except for the game.
Feel the warmth.
And he just shows up, and we're like, who is this guy? Who is this robot? What? Why is he floating? It's like there's no connection to this character whatsoever. He just exists.
Also, like, what's this bullshit about there not being magic in the Overwatch universe? Zenyatta literally, like, he literally floats, and then, like, there's no engine that's propelling him, and then he emanates healing magic and becomes immortal.
I mean, but you have to remember is like the Omnics developed technology independent of humanity during the Omnic Crisis. So,
and also there's the whole Iris. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to remember that there's a reason that one of Moira's voice lines is, I must understand your technology or something, because there are certain things about Omnics at this point that humans don't quite understand. Like
or we.
Yeah, like technology. They have technology that we don't quite understand, that they just developed themselves.
All right, I think that suffices for me in terms of crazy metaphysical, esoteric. Robot magic.
Yeah, exactly.
This is okay. I can't remember if I said this, but yeah, I did. No, I did. This was back in when Baptiste was announced. When I said I was a bit disappointed that he wasn't an Omnic, simply because they're just Omnics take such a huge proportion of the plot, because like the whole plot of Overwatch right now is that like the Omnics are slowly starting to rise up again because they're considered lower than dirt.
Yeah, exactly. In many cases,
by society, and like they're rising up again, and it's like there's about 4 of them in game, and they're all happy, and it's just a bit. No, there's 3.
Well, there's 3 characters.
4?
Yeah, there's 3 playable characters that are Omnics.
Yeah, we really need like the Omnic version of Adolf Hitler. You know, the one that wants to kill all the humans. Yeah, that's exactly what we want in Overwatch.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh no.
Well, like if you're tired of seeing like the happy face of Omnics, you've seen the angry face of Omnics.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's why we have Maximilian.
Well, he's not.
No, what I'm saying is that like we need a bit more diversity in the case of like how people view the Omnic Crisis, if that makes sense, through the Omnics.
Yeah,
because there's like a huge bunch of human characters who all have differing opinions on Omnics, right?
Well,
so why isn't there enough like on the other side? Is
well, I mean,
what I'm
if you want a character who has perspective from the side of the Omnics during the Omnic Crisis, I mean, there's Bastion.
Beep boop, beep bop.
I mean, granted, he can't talk, but it's obvious that he's speaking some sort of language that Omnics can understand. So,
that's true. Zenyatta can understand him when he speaks.
Zenyatta can understand him, so can Orisa. So, he's speaking a language that the Omnics understand. It's just, he doesn't have any sort of translator. So he could talk if he had a translator, but I mean, going into just lore of Bastion, I think it's just because he doesn't have a vocal processor. He literally like, I don't know if you knew this, but the way he makes sounds is he moves the servos and such that are near his neck, and that makes sounds, and that makes the whistles and sounds. So
interesting.
Yeah. So he can't make vocal language, but he can make something that that resembles like binary almost.
But right, like what I meant wasn't about, like, okay, like look at the ones who survived the Omni Crisis. But I mean is that, like, if you think that there's not enough of this Omnic type of ideology that's present, because the Omnics that are present are very nice and friendly towards humans, then you do need the Hitlerian null sector. You need a figure like that. Like, you need someone who's an absolute asshole and who's detestable and who wants to exterminate humans and who thinks that they're, like, all this stuff. Like, otherwise, like,
I think you can almost get something like that with Maximilian, but because we
just don't know a lot about Max.
We just don't know a lot. We don't know his.
We don't actually know if he likes humans or not.
Yeah, like,
to our knowledge.
I mean, I highly doubt he's genocidal or anything like that. But I mean, and even then, I don't think that a character that extreme would work in a game like Overwatch, because
not playable. I mean, like, as an enemy, like an antagonist.
Oh, well, yeah,
like
sure,
Null Sector, right?
Sure,
like,
yeah, sure.
The actual unit that is I don't know if there is one.
The Mastermind?
The Null Sector. Yeah, the Mastermind.
Well, that's the God programs.
Which we know nothing about because we don't have enough Omnics.
We know, like, the only things we know about the God programs is that they're named after deities, and they are intelligent to the point of being almost transcendent, basically. Like,
spooky.
They're almost to, like, the level of, like, metaphysical minds that, like, have control over the things around them, or whatever houses them. I'm almost getting, like, I mean, you'll get this, Zach. I don't think Jazz will, but it's almost like a grave mind. Like,
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of it. That's a bit spooky. I think that's an ultimate evil that you can like give, like, evil totalitarian iconography to and make people band against.
Yeah.
And then, like, have I mean, I don't think that Talon is exactly trying to eradicate humans. So
no, I mean, they're not trying to eradicate anyone. They're just trying to start a war. Which
they're trying to chaotic evil their way to victory.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I think that comes back to the symbol that we see with the Sombra trailer, right? Where she's like, I'm gonna look for the conspiracy that's controlling the world, or something like that.
Yes.
Because
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once the truth is out there, I will be set free. I think the issue with Overwatch and its lore, specifically, like, in how information is divulged to us, is that there's almost too many things going on at the same time.
Exactly, it's very true.
All at once.
because they have yet to actually continue past the recall. So we know nothing of what happens after the recall. Basically, they're doing setup, and that makes it so that they can just do a million different things that are all right before, the recall, that are all unrelated, basically.
No, there's actually a lot of things that happened in the comics just after recall or just before it. So there's the McCree comic.
Okay, that's true.
Reinhardt's comic. Those are set before the recall, but, like, everything else is supposedly set afterwards. or during.
No, the other way
Except
around.
for the
other way around. Other way around. The McCree comic is set directly after the recall because he says to Echo, "We're getting the band back together," and
yeah, but I thought the McCree comic happened like ages ago.
No, not the McCree comic. The McCree animation.
Oh no, I'm talking about the comic.
Oh, the comic. Okay.
Because they're just right here. I don't have the the list of the animated shorts. I'm just talking about comics, but like you're right in the case of like the animated shorts. They're all set in the past, and then the comics, which are very very short, all are set a little after recall, but nothing really like gets. It's more character pieces rather than like concrete. I think the only one I can think of off the top of my head is maybe Zarya's comic.
I thought that
Zarya has a comic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
It's called Hunting something or like hunting searching. Yeah, searching. It's basically about her. It's basically about her meeting up with this Omnic, who's like sort of like
I remember.
Sombra, but a good guy. And basically they go after Sombra, and like basically Sombra is kind of a MacGuffin with all this, and it's more about like Zarya learning to, be nice to Omnics, basically.
Yeah, not to hate on them, because they're not just rust buckets. They're also nice rust buckets.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweethearts.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that
they're also all cuties.
Yeah, they are cuties. Even Bastion, who's a death machine, is like cute.
He's adorable.
He's adorable. Like, I mean, I think it has more to do with like the fact that it's with a character that's like obviously not human. They have to give the character something that people can relate to, right? And so the way they do that,
and attach themselves.
Yeah, basically the way they do that is they just make the character really like, positive or friendly or something. Yeah, which I mean is understandable.
But like Orisa has savage bitch moments, like when she says like, "You should contact emergency services,"
or my favorite one. I told you to cease your resistance. It's like, okay.
I told you.
Actually, Orisa is another one who kind of gets the can in terms of lore.
I mean, but that's fair, right? Because she's a month old.
Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I understand it.
It's not like she's had much of a life at this point, anyways. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think.
Are you kidding me? She might have seen grass. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Her discovering grass.
Honestly, I'd
read it.
Honestly, you could make a comic out of Orisa basically doing any mundane thing for the first time, and it would be fucking fantastic. Like,
I have discovered how to consume pizza.
Or watching her try and learn how to use a phone or something like that. Like,
what is this you humans call dancing?
Exactly. Like,
okay. Elevator pitch to Michael Chu. If he is somehow one of the hundreds of subscribers, wink wink, that has joined us.
Yes.
Please, for the love of God, release a comic about her and the puppy.
Oh. Yes!
The puppy?
Yes!
Please.
I am feeling an intense disturbance in my mental faculties. This is called an emotion.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. Like, Orisa's too good. Orisa, Bastion, and Zenyatta are literally the purest characters in the entire fucking game. It's very funny.
They're so cute.
But it's like it's not
adorable.
It's not only that they're like cute, it's that their characters are very pure. Like they're very almost childlike, sort of. Maybe less so for Zenyatta, but
Zenyatta's an
I was just about to say
like
but Zenyatta's seen some shit, you know what I mean?
The other two are basically just kids in robot bodies.
Kids in robot bodies that are also
babus.
death machines.
Yeah, exactly.
They're babus.
Little
Like-
babus.
Like for
Little babus.
all intensive purposes, Bastion is roughly the same age as Orisa, because even though they've existed for much different amounts of time, Bastion was in that forest for 30 years. Bastion was literally created and then sent on the mission and then shut down in the Black Forest for 30 years. Like, that's his existence. That's all he's done.
That's a pretty boring existence.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is that
there should be like an angsty like Bastion skin where he like has like a fake emo-ver and like a bunch of like piercings.
Oh God, that'd be gross.
Oh,
it'd be so nasty.
I just thought of something. Do you guys remember those old like early 2000s like Disney edits of like princesses?
Yeah.
Or, like as punks?
Yeah, I
That
do.
was Bastion.
Oh
That
God.
was Bastion. Someone get on it. Someone get on it.
I mean, I you know, in contrast to that, I think the characters that they could do the most with, right, in terms of like character development, are like the bad characters, quote unquote, right? Like
yes, like Symmetra.
Like Symmetra, Roadhog, Moira, where they're bad, but they're not like bad. Like it's like they're very morally sort of gray in some way, or less Roadhog. But I mean,
we had this huge like discussion about the villains of Overwatch, and actually, if you do take them from face value, yes, they are very stereotypical evil, bad, haha. But if you actually like take a moment to like sit back and think about how each of them view like their morality and how they view the world, it's actually very interesting.
Oh yeah, like Doomfist is like he's a fully developed person even though he's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean he's a total utter jackass. I would describe Doomfist as one of those people who has been through hell their entire life.
Yeah, that's true.
Expects and then their outlook on life is, if you didn't go through hell, you're not as good as me, or something like that. Like, you know,
true.
He's one of those sort of characters, and in stark contrast to that, it's the opposite for like Moira, right? Where she's like, you know, fuck all of you, I'm gonna go do science, whether it's moral or not. And the whole thing though is like, even though she's an egotistical little shit, she's still trying to do something positive while not expecting others to do the negative things that she does. Because she doesn't go around saying, you shouldn't have morals. She says, I shouldn't have to follow them, right? So
yes, she's your typical lawful evil person who just tries to like bend the rules as much as they can without breaking
yeah, exactly.
I think Sombra, for example, is very much out for herself.
Sombra's
She's very
chaotic neutral as fuck.
Yeah, dude, Olivia's like
she literally just does things out of her own kind of necessity and almost pride.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And that's kind of where she falters. Like, she's not particularly with Talon, and that's kind of where it's interesting, because she's not really with Talon, but she's not really with Overwatch, but she's not really with
anything.
Volskaya or anyone. She's just out for herself, which I think is very interesting. Reaper kind of comes across as maybe the same, as he is doing something.
I mean,
like, it doesn't, like, as time has passed, I know this was like the first initial impressions that like he was angry or something, or like was pissed about Jack Morrison taking his job, or etc. etc. But as time has passed and we've actually got to know Reaper himself, it doesn't seem like he's driven by that sort of rage. He's not driven by jealousy. He's driven by rage, but we don't know. But he's definitely driven by rage, but we don't know what he's angry at.
Well, I think that one major hint that we have towards that is how, you know, he has this hit list, right? Like he wants to kill every Overwatch agent, but what we don't understand is why, right? And because, you know, if it was just revenge, I feel like it would be towards Jack, not...
He would go kill Vincent if it was for revenge.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like, what is he doing? Like, he has some sort of... It's obvious that he has some sort of emotional compass still, because he's obviously very embarrassed about, or like he's very disgusted with himself, kinda, as to what he's become, and he still has like a sense of, you know, family or something, because it was confirmed from that Reflections comic where he's looking at the people in the snow those are relatives.
That he knows them.
Those are relatives of his. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it is just kind of like, it is very like, it's just clearly that like Reaper just is the less developed one, probably because Michael Chu wants to do the long game, but it's going so long that it's like...
Well, it's going longer than the long game that Michael Chu wants to play long, so, you know...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, he doesn't have much of a choice.
And then there's Widowmaker, who's just there, not out of, like, her own will, she's just...
Widowmaker is, I think, the character that is most likely to get a full redemption arc of some sort.
Yeah, she really deserves it.
Because she very obviously... I mean, because... I don't know if you've heard this line, but Moira has to maintain that form where her heart rate is reduced. Because over time... Over time, scientifically speaking, that would reverse itself. That's just what would happen. So... you have to maintain it. And I feel like something that we could see, right, is it's obvious that she's experiencing some sort of emotions because she was mourning Gerard in the Reflections comic. And there are... and there are lines she has where she basically just kind of sighs to herself. And she just is kind of like, I can't believe this is what I've become, sort of thing. I
want to see her like put a bullet in the head of the big Talon baddies that we like.
Well,
that would make a nice comic.
To an extent, I think. But I think what we would really see is I think we would see her try and disappear, right? Because, or maybe she with Sombra could disappear somewhere. Because, I mean. Think about
Tropical Island Paradise.
I mean, well, if you well, on Chateau Guillard, she has her laptop, right? Like, it's obviously hers. It has her name on it, and
it has her old name as well.
Yeah, it has her old name as well, and it's like she's buying plane tickets. So
it's true. Yeah,
it's like, where would she need to go? Where she would have to use plane tickets. That
Havana, and we come full circle.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I mean, in that case, Talon would probably just fly her out on a dropship or something. Like,
no, she's going to go stop them or whatever. Oh wait, no, I don't actually know. Like,
because what I'm thinking she would try to do is she would try and get away from Talon, and more specifically Moira, so that the effect could reverse itself, basically, over time.
Maybe.
So she could become alive again instead of a weird purple woman.
Yeah. And I think a similar
rounding off to for her first animated short. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Accidental like
but I think the other two characters I think we could see something like that for, like a redemption arc based thing, are probably Symmetra and Roadhog.
Yeah, I think that Roadhog.
Symmetra is already definitely down the road of like redemption. Like
Symmetra,
that's kind of what the Better World kind of like sets up.
I mean, because Symmetra is arguably
not evil.
She's not evil to begin with.
She's not at all evil. She's not at all evil. She just is easily manipulated by Vishkar. And
exactly.
Which Vishkar is being controlled by Talon, because we know that Sanjay is in with Vishkar and Talon as well.
We don't know if they're. We don't know the pyramid structure of it, right? We don't know if, Talon does business with Vishkar, or if Talon is based under Vishkar, or if it controls Vishkar. We just don't know.
Either way, I think that like a good excuse for like having Symmetra join Overwatch in Overwatch's restructuring, which I think that could be interesting.
I think it's very likely.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I've been betrayed by this company that I thought was like, like the great thing, but instead they're evil and blah blah blah. And I have learned the importance of walking the line.
Yeah, and I think what she would have to do is I think there could be like a comic, right, where it's about her like meeting Lucio or something like that. And, because
that would be a fucking archives mission that I would love to play.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, or even like an animated short, like that'd be so cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
that could also be a good meme.
But this is kind of what I meant by like there's just too many factions within Overwatch doing all different things at the same time. Like it's really difficult to try and like I'm just gonna use the Junkers as an example.
Yeah.
Like what do they have to do with the overall story? We don't know yet, because obviously Michael Chu hasn't gotten to it yet, but it's like
the significance of the Junkers,
like three years deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Junkers are like sort of like irrelevant. They basically only exist for Hammond's arc.
Well, the Junkers exist because they're irrelevant. Basically, that's kind of their thing, right? The idea behind the Junkers is that they are the people who have been forgotten in the wake of
the disaster.
Disaster, right?
So is Australia just like totally destroyed in the Overwatch universe? Is like
no, it's not. It's not.
Most of it in it.
Only a section of the Outback is. I
thought it was like basically the center of Australia is pretty much fucked, but like there's obviously the outskirts around.
No, as far as I know, it was more that the region was irradiated, not the entire Outback, because the Outback is very large. So
this is true.
I highly doubt that it's the entire Outback. Maybe a portion of it. And so I think that's sort of the point of the Junkers, is that they're kind of the forgotten people. And I think that's part of what makes Roadhog so interesting, because he's one of the only people left in Junkertown who remembers actually fighters during the conflict. Yeah,
that's true.
Because Junkrat would have been too young to remember it. Junker Queen probably as well, because she doesn't look like she could be any older than like her mid-40s or something. So it's
true. Reinhardt was born in 2016.
Reinhardt was born in 2016. That is correct. So
that is so funny. It's like
holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, because Overwatch like Recall takes place in 2076. So
somewhere out there right now is a tiny little pig man.
It's a tiny baby Reinhardt.
It's gonna be great.
But that's what I think makes Roadhog so interesting, because it's very obvious that the conflict just absolutely crushed him, right? His sanity. And it's very obvious that he doesn't like what he's become, and that he wishes things could go back to normal, because it's very obvious that he does not like Junkertown. He does not like the Junkers. He wants to be back in the city, or in a city, with actual people. And it's very obvious that, you know, if he didn't have to, he would not be this crazy murderous person. He was driven so crazy by the radiation and the violence that he became a serial killer, basically. So,
is the radiation the canon explanation for why he doesn't die when people shoot his fat abdomen?
Yes, basically, no, quite literally. The reason that Junkrat is, you know, he has that hint of madness is because of the radiation. And the reason that Roadhog is so unbelievably large is because of mutations related to the radiation. Like, he was not that large when he was fighting.
I can imagine 8-pack, only 6'1" Roadhog with flowing black hair and a machete and a shotgun.
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
Half indigenous.
That's kind of more terrifying, to be honest.
I mean, and to be honest, and the interesting thing with Roadhog is that he's not actually Australian, which I think is something that is. He's from New Zealand, which I think is very important to point out. So, it's because he refers to he refers to the middle of nowhere as the Wop Wops, which is kind of it's kind of like a New Zealand equivalent of the Sticks in Canada, or as we say in the U.S., buttfuck nowhere. So,
poetic.
Yeah,
it's real poetic.
Yeah,
you'll have to censor that if you don't want to lose AdSense.
Oh yeah, because I'm making so much money off of this.
Riches.
But no, I mean it's obvious that he came to Australia from New Zealand. We just don't know why.
I think that that's the overarching theme for today. It's us saying things and then us being we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
we have no idea.
I think that we can.
This might have potential, but we haven't seen it yet.
We don't know.
We have no idea. Yeah, we have no idea what we're talking about. So
we can end it here, I guess. Yeah.
That's that. We suck. Thanks for listening to us talk.
Oh yeah. Well,
be ready for next time, which will be the we actually know about this.
Yeah, we actually know about this because we literally had no idea what we were doing until Jazz just messaged me it'd be cool. We should talk about lore. I was like,
lore
okay.
Overwatch.
I was like, okay, sure, we can do that.
It was just such an awkward moment of oh well, we need to record something before archives. But we kind of don't have anything to say, and it's oh no.
So we'll talk about the lore, which nobody knows. So there you go, except Michael Chu in his weird mad scientist closet in the basement of the Irvine building.
Twisted mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there another writer hired? And also
yeah, there was.
I'm gonna sound so weird, but that Farah artist.
Farah artist? Is that what you said?
No, the never mind. The guy who did Reinhardt and who did the Reinhardt comic and the Farah comic.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's right.
I.e. the better comic, the best comics.
Yeah, exactly.
The best drawn comics, anyway. I'm pretty sure he did all of those, but they're
we have no idea
supposedly the only two that have been. Yeah.
Hey, look, that's another
the only
unknown.
two that
Yeah, we haven't heard of him since he got hired, so we have no idea what he's doing.
Well,
Oh well.
we know some things about this game, probably about as much as the average person. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about it for like what, 2 hours now?
Yeah.
About 90 minutes.
So we're at...
Oof.
So
Really?
yeah, we're at
That's
90 minutes.
Unbelievable. All right, well, I'm gonna go do something that I know how to do. So
Yeah, I
bid you all
hope everyone
farewell.
enjoys listening to 90 minutes of the one podcast where we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So
we should change this from Big Brain Boogaloo to like, I don't know.
babbling boogaloo or something. I don't know.
Little Brain Big Babble Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly. This will be fun to edit.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways,
cheers everyone. Have a nice day.
yeah, this was fun.
Okay, you too.
So, yeah, that's it. Godspeed you all, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.